Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to a new episode of Top 5 Rant. I have not done one of these in a while, so I'm finally deciding to do one. And I have Sean here with me.
Hey.
Today we're going to be doing our top 5 favorite Spider-Man villains. Something that we both like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, here we go. To start it off, we're starting with number 5. My number 5 favorite Spider-Man villain is the Kingpin. I liked the Kingpin version in the animated series back in the 90s because I thought he was pretty smart.
Oh yeah, he really like even with the big body, he kind of made up for it with his brains and as well as his bone. Yeah,
it's like and just giving him he's just like one of the people that doesn't have like superhuman. He's not like superhuman like all the other bad villains, and I just think he was pretty cool. I think he was pretty cool.
Yeah, I get you, man. Yeah.
And his name's the Kingpin.
Yeah, why not?
That's pretty cool. John?
Yeah, well, my number 5 would probably have to be Dr. Octopus. One of the classics from, what is it, issue 2 or 3. One of the very first villains to actually defeat Spider-Man in combat, and later actually became Spider-Man himself. I have not actually read that part of the comic, but he became Superior Spider-Man by supposedly taking over his mind or something. I don't know. I'm really behind in the comics, so I really actually don't know. But I've always kind of respected him. I mean, though he has no really big physical abilities, his intelligence really took him so far to get him mechanical arms, which have evolved from Amazing Spider-Man to Ultimate Spider-Man to even the films themselves. I'm sorry, those arms are just so cool. In a way, I wish I could have arms like that.
What can you do with 4 extra arms?
Yeah, let's just hope not really that much. Yeah, it'd be cool, but in a way, it could almost be bad its own way. But yeah, moving on.
Number 4. Now, my number 4 favorite villain, would be Doc Ock.
Yeah.
I didn't really like him the way that they portrayed him in this, like the TV series, the animated series. He does like the bowl haircut looking thing.
Yeah, he had that in the comics too.
And that kind of looked weird.
Yeah.
And the way they had the his arm set up from the belt, that kind of looked weird.
Yeah. Well, they had that in the original comics as well.
Yeah.
They're basing them more off the comics rather than like the films and the Ultimates.
But the reason why he's number 4 is he's 4. He's not one of my favorites, but he's 4. But I didn't really start liking Dr. Octopus until I actually seen Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
The actor that they got to play him, he did pretty well.
He really did good. Yeah, I like him.
I like the way they made the arms.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The only thing I did not like is how they attached it to him. It's like I understand the spinal thing, but not actually
controlling him. Yeah, that kind of
where the needles combine to a spinal cord where you can't take it off.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I guess I can understand with the artificial intelligence mixed with his intelligence.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying.
But yeah, Doc Ock in the movie was pretty cool, and that's why he's my number 4. John?
Yeah. Well, my number 4 would have to be Kingpin. I know it's. I hope we'll really keep up this whole switching roles thing. But no, Kingpin. I mean, since I've gotten to read more about him, I liked him from the TV show. Like he said, I mean, he had a really good role in that. And the Marvel comics, I got to read some of them in that. And man, later on in the new series, like Back in Black, man, he got to play in a really big role in that. Man, I really did not think it was possible to do that, but I can understand. Oh, and Ultimates. Oh man. Oh, I could go on, but I think I've made my point, possibly.
You would think they would use him in a Spider-Man movie.
Well, he was in Daredevil, so close enough. Close enough.
Let's see. Number 3. My number 3 would have to go to Hobgoblin. Even though he was kind of insane.
Yeah.
But he wasn't as insane as the Green Goblin.
Right, I was supposed to. And you're saying goblins are sane?
I don't know.
Just saying.
Hobgoblin was a little bit more saner than Green Goblin. Because to me, the Hobgoblin kind of relied more on his tech stuff,
Yeah.
while Green Goblin relied more on like other things.
Like what? I mean, he had his set of gadgets too.
Yeah.
I mean, he thought of it first. Basically, Hobgoblin's almost a poser. Almost. I mean, he had his own image. He had his own...
I don't know. I just like the aesthetic look of Hobgoblin better than Green Goblin.
I can understand that, because, I mean, I did like his outfit.
Because it kind of matches, like, the whole, like, the pumpkin bomb thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that.
That and the glider thing.
Oh, yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, the Hobgoblin would have to be my third one.
Alright. My number 3 would have to go to Green Goblin, actually. Yeah, I know. Another irony, unfortunately. Yeah, because I personally like the whole insane role of Green Goblin a little bit more, and the fact that he actually started the Green Goblin franchise, and not like, you know, Mr. I want to vote for the poser over here. And the fact that, you know, he played so much of a big role in the, like, movie, the TV show especially. I mean, he had a really good role. Now, his laugh is almost, what's the word for that? It's...
Iconic.
Huh?
Iconic.
Yeah, it's just so iconic. It's almost like Joker's. Like, if you hear him laugh, it almost makes you laugh. But in a way, I could probably see why Spider-Man always webs his mouth so much. It gets annoying. But
William Dafoe did a pretty good job.
Oh yeah, and the fact that Norman Osborn, was even a close relation to Peter through his son, it just kind of throws you off a bit. Especially with some of the comics and stuff they played, like when he died and then got reborn and all that. Yeah, it was actually, really good history behind him.
Number 2. My number 2 would have to go to the Lizard. I really love the Lizard.
Oh yeah, he's good.
If it wasn't for my number 1 character, if he wasn't like really cool or anything, the Lizard would be my number 1.
Oh yeah.
But because of the other, my actual number 1, he's number 2. Because I just like the way that he looks.
Are you just saying that because he lives in a sewer? I mean, okay, just because he lives in a sewer, of course he has to be in the number 2 range. Not because he's a scientist.
I thought it was pretty cool because just the way he looked.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, like you really didn't know in the old days, like if he would actually help Spider-Man or not.
Yeah.
It's like when that one time where Dr. Connor's brain was actually in
the
Lizard's body.
It's like Hulk with Bruce Banner. Yeah.
So I always liked the Lizard.
Yeah, I understand, man. Yeah, of course.
It's like with the Lizard aesthetic in the new movie, it was pretty good. But it's like I just love the face. I wish they would have given like a little bit of snout.
Seriously, I was kind of disappointed by it. But I guess I can understand that, so you can actually see like the guy who's actually playing him through the Lizard himself. Yeah.
It probably would be a lot more easier on the guy too.
Yeah, probably. Actually, now that I think about it. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, my number 2 would have to be Carnage. And I guess this is where it's gonna start. But basically, most of the villains I've always liked revolved around Spider-Man himself, through the symbiotes, of course, which started around Venom, and of course through Venom came Carnage. Seriously, I mean, even though Venom is who he is, Carnage is. Well, I guess Eddie Brock really didn't have a big violent history behind him. It's just Cletus. He was actually literally a psychopath that was.
Wasn't Cletus the reason why Carnage, the symbiote Carnage, became crazy?
Well, yeah. I mean, basically, being the spawn off of Venom and being an evil incarnation kind of helps. But the fact that he bonds with the psychotic mind of Cletus Cassidy makes that thing a killing machine. Unfortunately, not in the Ultimate Saga, since supposedly in the Ultimate Saga, Carnage is actually Gwen Stacy when she was supposedly either connected or had contact with Venom. I have no idea how that works, and especially in like the TV show, how they portrayed him, and the comics especially. Yeah, very good role. I mean, I do like Carnage. Plus, he always looked badass to me.
Number 1. Now we might have the same number 1.
Oh boy.
It just depends on which version.
Oh boy.
But I think we can probably agree on that.
Okay.
My number 1 is Venom, and I would have to say the Eddie Brock version,
yes.
Especially from the '90s animated TV show.
Man, I'm gonna have to say that's probably my number 1 too. What way to go, Jay? Just way to go, man.
That would have to be probably both of our
Yes,
favorites.
I'm gonna say yes.
Eddie Brock as Venom was probably one of the best.
I know. I just he's so iconic.
Yeah.
He's who I grew up with is Venom.
Yeah, it's just, it's like when when Venom is there, it's just he gets all muscly.
Yeah, I know. He's basically anti-Spider-Man. He's
Yeah.
immune to his spider sense, has his spider climbing. Sure, he makes his webs from his I guess
he actually produces his own webs.
Yeah, not just a piece of his symbiote like in the Ultimate Comics where he just basically extends pieces of his symbiote. No, he actually created webs. Like he was basically Spider-Man if he grew teeth, long tongue, grew 2 times bigger, could lift 2 times as much, and plus the fact that he's Eddie Brock and how he's depicted like in the Ultimate Comics as being a family friend, and the whole feels between the whole almost brothers conflict and how they depict him nowadays. But I mean, and plus I always love the black suit. It is such a cool outfit. I mean, I the fact that I have a shirt of it does not say anything at all. Okay, just saying. I mean, you'd get it too if you could. But yeah, I mean, just if I had to be any kind of villain for Spider-Man, I would be Venom, of course.
And I always liked it on how it's like in the old anime TV show. It's like in some instances Eddie Brock would actually control Venom to or helping this guy.
Yeah, he did that in the comics too. Like sometimes he would try to play the hero. Sometimes he'd try to grab the spotlight like Spider-Man would. And even in the Ultimate Comics, his main goal was to control the suit and gain his own powers.
Yeah, I always thought it was funny on how Eddie Brock had at least an easier control over the symbiote than what Peter Parker did.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had control of it. It's just with his good attitude mixed with the suit's need for wanting to take over and be his own person. Yeah, I mean, he would have had control if the fact that his symbiote wasn't alive.
Yeah, and then when they introduced Venom as a villain in Spider-Man 3, I was happy.
Yeah, I was, but I'm gonna have to say, like, how they just showed him.
Yeah. I don't know. The actor Topher Grace probably could have done a little bit better.
Maybe
they probably could have got like a better actor too, but even if
we're not saying anything, by the way. We're not. I mean, the film I actually didn't like.
The film was good. Everything was good. But this is just what our opinions for this one.
But like, I don't know. I mean, I just didn't like how the black. I kind of like how black suit looks. But I miss the old look. I miss the old white insignia. The actor, he did okay. I think it would have been a lot better if they actually stuck to the original concept of Venom, like made him like get bigger or something. Well, I don't know. That probably would take a lot. The filming probably would have took a lot longer with that, probably. And plus the fact that he actually looked like some guy who would have had troubles, who would have just been like Peter's situation. He would have just been like in that sort of situation. He doesn't have to be big or strong to be Venom. As long as he can be like portray Venom and how we can recognize him, he can be Venom even if he's small or big or whatever.
That's just our opinions.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
It was still a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, great job, guys.
Yeah, since we both agreed on our first number one favorite character, we're pretty much done.
Yeah, we're finished. Yeah.
As you know, there's our 5 favorite Spider-Man villains. So that will be the end of it. Leave down in the comments down below. What did you think about it? What are your favorite Spider-Man villains? Maybe we have some in common. You never know. So like this video, share it, subscribe to my channel, like my Facebook page, and I will see you next. I'll see you in December probably because next week is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right. See ya.